Hello guys, Cecil Pearson Jr. here. I'm making a short video today to talk about something that I've encountered several times over the past few days in competition matches that I'm taking place in on the computer. I'm learning more and more that this it's not about winning or losing, it's about having fun, has really taken hold in our society. And this is what we're teaching children, that winning doesn't matter and that there are no losers. Folks, that's a lie from the pits of hell. And that's where it's from. And I want you to understand that. It's from hell. And it's not because I think that people ought to do their best, because, well, I do think people should do their best, but sometimes your best isn't good enough and you lose. And losing at a game in sports, losing a football game, a basketball game, a baseball game, a tennis match, losing at soccer, losing at hockey, lacrosse, in a track meet, and yes, even losing video games. If you lose, it teaches you how to deal with disappointment. And that's something that children need to learn, and it's a very valuable skill to have. Okay, I don't know when it became okay to say, well, it really doesn't matter if you won or lost, it was how you played the game. And that's true to an extent as well, but it does matter whether you win or lose. There are winners and there are losers. There are trophies for those who just try, but what are you telling your kids? What are you preparing them for? Jesus said we are supposed to raise our children up in a way that they should go, and they won't depart from it. Folks, if you're telling your kids it doesn't matter if you lose, then you're lying to them. It does matter. You're not raising them in the way that they should go. Folks, everybody needs to do their best, and if you've done your best, then you can walk off the field even if you lost with your head held high, because you put your best to it. But telling folks that it doesn't matter, that there's no prizes for winning, is just a lie, because I got news for you. When they get into the real world where mama and daddy ain't paying their bills no more, and they have to go and tend to things themselves, and at work, the promotion's going to go to the person that tried their best, not the person that just showed up because, well, it didn't matter if they won or lost. That's what you're teaching your children. Just show up, you'll get a trophy. It really don't matter if you're any good at it or not. I was a nurse for 32 years. Now, folks, I'm not going to lie about it one little bit. I hated every single minute of my nursing career. I hated it. But I was good at it. I was real good at it. I was so good at it, I could walk into any hospital, I could walk into any doctor's office, and they'd hire me on the spot and pay me whatever I told them I wanted. At one point, I was one of the highest paid nurses in the state of Georgia, making $46 an hour. Folks, I'm telling you, I didn't like it, but I was good at it. Now, I'm not good at painting little pictures. So if I tried to get a job painting a little picture, I'd have starved to death, because I'm not good at it. Everybody can't be a painter. Everybody can't be a doctor. Everybody can't be a nurse. I certainly can't be a lawyer. I can't understand that mess. I try to read a law book, I'm going to sleep. But now you can ask me anything you want to about the human body, and I can tell you. I know because I've been in surgery and assisted with surgery and actually had to do some surgeries, I can tell you anything you need. I can tell you where everything is in your body. Everything. There ain't nothing in your body I can't tell you where it's at. Because that's my profession. That's what I chose. Well, I didn't. My daddy chose it. I wanted to be a mortician. I wanted to do embalming and be a funeral director. That's what I wanted to do. But I went on and I done my job as a nurse, and I did it so well that for 32 years I could name my price. Understand that? 32 years I could name my price. But folks, sorry, I went to the doctor's office and got a cold. Went in to get something about my eyes and my ears, and I left with a cold. Imagine that. But I can't go to, and see, I tell you what, I've got a friend that lives over in North Carolina. Her name is Diana Mabry. She's a welder. She's a professional welder. This woman can weld bridges. I can't weld. I'm no good at it. If you had to drive across the bridge that I was welding, you would die, because I suck at welding, and I know it. I'm not good at it. And what I'm trying to tell you is, I realize I'm not good at it. And the reason I realize it is I was allowed to lose as a kid. I was allowed to know there's some things you just can't do. Okay? I can shoot a basketball. Whew, I'm good at basketball. I can shoot a basketball. I can dribble a basketball. I can do tricks on my fingers with it. All that stuff, I can do it. I can hit a baseball. I'm good at it. I can throw a football. That's my extent of it. That's it. Okay, I don't do real well catching a football, but I can throw one. But folks, I wasn't made for golf. Okay, I always wanted to play golf. I went to the clubhouse where they have the Masters tournament in Augusta, Georgia. And I said, I'm going to come out here on this field. I'm going to rent me some golf clubs, going to rent me a golf cart, and I'm going to play golf. I'm going to see what it's all about. Folks, I got up to the very first hole, put my tee down in the ground like I watched the feller that was there with me do, set my ball on top of it, looked just like he did. I pulled out the same club he used. I walked around to the side of that ball, and I drew that club back, and I knocked the plug out of that dirt, bigger than my foot, but I did not hit that ball. Missed it completely. I tried again. I got another plug of dirt. About the sixth plug of dirt, the groundskeeper was tapping me on the shoulder, telling me they'd give me my money back at the office if I'd just leave right then. That I was tearing up the course and I had to go. Folks, I suck at golf. It's okay to be bad at something. But you know, I'm like most folks. I couldn't accept that I sucked at it. Later on in life, I bought me a set of golf clubs, and it was just a few years ago, I bought me a set of golf clubs at an auction, and it had a whole bunch of balls with it and a bunch of tees with it. And I set them up out there in the yard, and I started whacking balls down into the woods, and I got to where I could hit that ball good. Boy, I could drive that thing about 150, almost 200 yards, but I wasn't doing it right. And I reared back and I swung that golf club one afternoon, and when I did, I tore my groin muscle. I don't know how that's possible, but apparently it's a common golfing injury if you don't know what you're doing. I hurt myself. And I've not touched a golf club since, because I finally learned my lesson. I suck at it, and I ought not to do it. Folks, it's okay to teach your children it's all right to lose. But just do your best at it. And if your best ain't good enough to get the job done, find something else to do. There's nothing wrong with admitting that you can't do something. There's nothing wrong with saying, oh, I shouldn't play basketball. Oh, I shouldn't try to be a nurse because I pass out at the sight of blood, or I throw up when somebody smells bad. There's no shame in it. There's no shame in knowing your limitations, but folks, you do need to know, and you do need to teach your children that there are limitations on what they can and can't do. If your children can't work trigonometry, they're probably not going to become a rocket scientist, and that's okay. Because there's other things that your children can do that my children can't. And there are things that my children can do that you can't, and your kids can't. It's what makes us unique. It's why God made us the way that we are, is so we can all depend on one another to have a more rich and fulfilled life. But this notion that everybody can do everything, and that it don't matter what sex you are or what color you are or anything else, that's a lie, folks. It's a lie. Women can't do the things that I can do, and I certainly can't do some of the things that women can do. Okay, you need to understand that. I can't do some of the things that women do, and women can't do some of the things that I do. Okay? I was built to lift heavy things. Women, whether you like it or not, you were built for reproduction. You're built with a smaller frame. Okay? That doesn't mean that you're weak. It doesn't mean that you're not equal to men folk, because I'm going to tell you something right now. I don't want nothing to do with y'all's reproductive organs. No, sir, no way. I don't wish I could have a baby, and I'm certainly thankful God cursed y'all with the period and not the men, because we'd die. Understand? We would just die. But at the same time, don't be upset because a man can lift 150 pounds more than you can. See, we're supposed to rely on one another. Okay? Don't be upset at the black person because they don't get as hot in the sun and they can handle the sun better than you can. Their skin is made for that. Okay? Ours is not. Okay? Black people don't get upset at white people because we can handle the cold better than you can. Our skin is made for that. Yours isn't. It's not saying that a white person's better than a black person or a black person's better than a white person. It's saying that we are able to handle different climates differently because of the pigmentation in our skin. It's what makes us unique. It's what makes us need each other. It's what makes us rely on each other. It's what makes us supposed to love each other, is the differences. We have to be able to accept the fact that there are differences. Okay? But at the same time, that we are the same person on the inside. Just because one has a different ability than the other doesn't make them a less of a person. It just means that they're skilled in a way that we're not. And we're skilled in a way that someone else isn't. It's no good, there's no bad, it's just indifferent. It's just what it is. But teaching your children that it doesn't matter if they win or lose is literally setting them up for failure and not giving them the skills to be able to move forward and have a successful life as an adult. Because they need to know there's going to be times when they fail, when they lose. There is. Even when they've done their best, they're going to lose sometimes. And they need to know that it's okay to lose. But you can't tell them it's okay to lose if you tell them there are no losers. That's a lie. There are winners and there are losers in every game. There are winners and losers at every job. If you have the job, you won the job. You put on the best interview. The person who didn't interview as well as you did lost the job. If you get fired from a job, you lost the job. If you got promoted at a job, you won the promotion. See how this works? Wins and losses. It matters. And to lie to your children and say, just show up, is not preparing them for the future. It's not what Jesus wants. He wants us to raise our children in the way that they should go, and they won't depart from it. And that means we're supposed to tell them the truth. They're supposed to know that you're their mama and their daddy. You're not their friend. You're supposed to set boundaries. You're supposed to set rules. You're supposed to teach them right from wrong. You're supposed to let them know when they fail, it's okay, get up and try again. And if they fail again, try something else. Okay? It's okay. My daughter can play guitar. My son can't. He can play piano, but she can't. It doesn't make one better than the other. It makes them skilled differently. You get what I'm saying? Now, folks, I love you, but not nearly as much as God. And I'll be live real soon. Bye now.